Chris, first of all, it's good to talk to you. You know, everybody, like you said, has been talking a lot about you for the last 3 years, so it's good to hear from your mouth instead of people hyping certain things up or critiquing stuff they'd never work on. So I got to ask you, you know, from the previous organizing effort that didn't work at Staten Island before you did it, and the one that was going on in Alabama, um, what would you say is like your biggest difference that has brought you much more success? You know, I like that you're doing these barbecues. It seems like it's more personal. I wonder if you think that the other unionizing drives were really like dry, too much by the book, a lot of talk about shit that doesn't really relate to people. Do you think that being more personal has been like a huge positive for you? And then also, people have talked a lot that you have taken pointers from William Z. Foster. Have you, like, how much has that influenced you? But yeah, just your thoughts about like what is it that you've been doing that you would say to other people, you should obviously do this and drop all the old, you know, the old school stuff that isn't working for Amazon.
Yeah, I think you know the answer, Andrew, man. I mean, of course, my union is completely different, and it's something people have never seen before. Our birthday is 420, literally. So we socialized and we organized and we had fun. And yeah, the barbecues is one aspect to it, but like, yeah, building relationships and earning trust, it's not going to come from a union that has money and resources that don't know workers. It's going to come from actual workers organizing themselves, and that's how we were able to do that. Once again, I couldn't have a conversation with an Amazon worker if I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. I'm not going to go, and I could go anywhere. I could go to any Amazon building in the country, in the world, and have a productive conversation because I know what they're experiencing. I've done it. The same thing with when it came to these campaigns. There was a disconnect there. As a union, they're just going over there and they're trying to get them to sign up with the union. They didn't have the relationship yet, and the time, because it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. You can throw in your best salts. That's not going to work. It doesn't work that way. Everybody that I organized with, they all veterans at Amazon. They've been at Amazon 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Derek Palmer is 8 years. 8 years in at Amazon. That's unheard of. People get fired in 8 days, in 8 weeks. Don't even last a month at Amazon, a week. So you got to know who you're organizing with. You got to have veterans. You got to have people that's been through the bullshit at Amazon. And you got to have a relationship, a real relationship with these workers. You cannot throw in assault or be a union that's just going to provide resources. It doesn't work that way. Everything that we did was a process. We took several months educating people on what a union is by itself, because as Rome mentioned, majority of people in America is not in a union. Even everybody that claims to be in a union town, New York is a union town. It doesn't matter. A union town or not, we're talking about less than 6% in the private sector. What do we? Nobody's in a union. Nobody's in a union. And I was in 2 unions prior to Amazon, and I still left those union jobs for Amazon, thinking that Amazon's going to pay more. So it doesn't matter. We're just uneducated, and that starts at the root. Like, once again, we got to talk about labor, real labor history at a younger age in these classrooms. And that's a part of also the work that I've been doing. I've been visiting a lot of middle schools now, and I'm walking in looking at kids at 10 years old saying Jeff Bezos was a bad man. I wasn't doing that shit at 10 years old. I know that. So we're getting into classrooms, we're teaching people, we're educating, we writing laws. Like ALU, we drafted the Warehouse Workers Protection Act alongside with Jessica Ramos. We did that. So we're doing things on paper that matter, and we're doing things on the ground that matter. And connecting with people, you only got to meet them where they at, and they at work.
I always say, you know, the best propaganda is when the people feel like they are a part of it. This is when you can get them to either, you know, fund it or get up and do it themselves. You know, this is one of my secrets that I use. You know, I make people feel like we are. Even if I just get up and do it my damn self, I still make them feel like they are a part of this. They are a part of the movement, and you can also do it yourself. The best propaganda is the one that when you're making them feel like they are a part of it. They are part of. They are helping the homeless. They are feeding. Whatever the fuck it is that you might do, and you got to connect with the people. I didn't just go to New York. I have family in New York, so I know how to talk their slang when I'm out there. I know how to adapt when I'm out there. I got family in Mississippi, family in Florida. I go down there. I know how to talk with a tang, and I know what not to say and what neighborhoods to go in, and what agenda to push in certain neighborhoods. Like if I go to Jacksonville, Florida, of course I'm going to be militant wrong. If I go to Mississippi or Boston, I'm going to be more intellectual wrong, right? And it's just certain things you got to do. You got to meet people where they at, make them feel like they're a part of it, pull them in, and they're gonna do it them damn selves. And this is how you get your union or your movement, whatever it may be, party, militia, you get it started.
Yeah, well, so we actually have a hard out, so I want to pass it to Chris Smalls, and I'm asking this of all the guests I have on today, because the point of this is to educate and to inspire. So, what would you say to the worker out there, who was either just fired like you was, or someone who just discontent and they looking to get started? What final words will you have to inspire someone who's almost ready, but they still have reservations? So, final words. Thank you for joining us as well, Chris.
No
Last thoughts.
problem, man. No, thank you for having me. Yeah, I mean, we're in the fucked up time in this country. I say it over and over, and there's no cavalry coming for us. There's no. I'm gonna tell y'all now. We ain't get the Joe Biden, but I met the man. I'm just say this. I met the man, and there's no cavalry coming for us. So if we want this country to see a real uprising, a real revolution, the revolution starts with yourself. Take a good look in the mirror every day and ask yourself what you going to do to move things forward. And that's what I say. The revolution starts with yourself. And I'll say this. No amount of money in the world can amount to the power of people when we come together.
Facts.
Yeah, remember the main message that RBN has: everyone has a role in this movement. Now, everyone's going to be a Rome that can tour the country and feed the homeless
I damn
and
sure ain't starting no union against no fucking trigger happy fucking billionaire that like to shoot dicks in space.
Not everyone going to be able to build worker co-ops like Andrew did. Not everyone is able to do what Chris Moss does. Do what you can do in your capacity. Because imagine if we had a scenario where the left actually did that, where everyone just did what they could do, right? Imagine that scenario. Let's fight for the change we want to be in. That's why we try to do everything we can. I try to do everything we can. I got a mutual aid event in Kansas City coming up in a few weeks. So just try to do the best you can. That's why I wanted to inspire you guys.